Welcome to another edition of Real Estate Intelligence. I'm your host, Simon Giannini, and this week I want to talk about passive real estate investment. Now imagine a turnkey investment for as little as $220,000 with medical doctors as your tenants, all management handled for you, and returns of 25% per year. That's University Heights, and that's the topic of this week's show. I'm Simon Giannini, and this is Real Estate Intelligence. You know, it's no wonder with all of the turmoil in the financial markets worldwide, and yet Canada continues to grow and grow and grow. Everybody's turning to real estate. We're dealing with a population growth predicted to grow the GTA by 1 million people over the next 10 years. We've got historically low interest rates, and real estate investors right here in the GTA over the last 20, 30, 40 years are averaging 25, 30% returns or more on an annual basis. Real estate is the place to be. But a lot of people are nervous about the idea of managing tenants. They've heard the horror stories, they're concerned about repairs and vacancy and all of that. What they're looking for, and what a lot of people are looking for, is a hassle-free turnkey investment, passive real estate investments. Now, people always ask me, what's the best type of investment? And the truth is, there's no one investment that's the best. So let's discuss the pros and cons of different types of investments. Now, when most people think about real estate investing, they think about income properties. What does that mean? You buy a house, you buy a condo, you buy a townhouse, you buy it, you rent it out, and over time you pay off the mortgage and you make a lot of money. And it's really an incredible investment opportunity. Typical returns of 25 to 30% annually, but most people have a problem with tenants, management, repairs, all of that. It's not for everybody. So some people start looking at passive real estate investment. The first opportunity for passive real estate investments for me is a mortgage investment. Now, most people think of mortgage as you borrow money from the bank, but what if you could act as the bank? That's a mortgage investment. You actually lend your money, you act like a banker. It's sometimes RSP eligible, and you can get returns of 10 to 14%, but it's typically short term, and the returns aren't as high as some other investments. The other thing that's come up in the last couple of decades is REITs, real estate investment trusts. Now, when we look at a large complex like a medical professional building, typically it's pension funds or REITs that are acquiring these investments. Now, people have made money with REITs, and over the last 10, 20 years, we've seen about a 12 to 14% average rate of return. The challenge with real estate investment trusts is volatility, because we've seen returns of over 20%. We've also seen returns of minus 20%. And the first rule of investing is don't lose your money. So what I want to talk about today is a passive investment opportunity called University Heights. We're talking about a medical professional building with targeted returns of 25% per annum. All management is handled, and there's a long-term growth opportunity. Let's find out all about University Heights. I attended the groundbreaking ceremony at University Heights recently, and you know, we always talk about getting in on the ground floor of something. Well, this literally was the groundbreaking and getting in on the ground floor. The good news is that construction has already started and this site will be completed soon. The bad news is you've got to act fast because sales have already started and the opportunity is for a limited time. You know, when I say condo, most people picture condo, apartment, high-rise. But there's many different types of condos. Of course, there's the condo apartment residential high-rise. There's the condo townhouse, which is a low-rise. There's also commercial condos, and that's what we're talking about right now. So what that means is you can actually buy an individual unit, just like a residential condo, but this is a commercial condo. You can buy it and use it if you're a doctor, a dentist, a professional, or you could buy it and rent it to a doctor or a dentist or a professional. Now, one of the first things, as everybody knows, is location, location, location. This is one of the best locations really in the country, I think. It's at the heart of a multi-billion-dollar transportation expansion combined with Metrolinx, TTC. It's literally a couple of hundred meters from the new TTC station, It's 2 minutes from the GO Transit. It's 2 stops away from Yorkdale Mall. It's a direct connection to Union Station, York University, 5 minutes from the airport, and 15 minutes to downtown Toronto. It's also about 10 minutes from the new Humber River Hospital, and of course that's a natural connection with the doctors and the dentists and all of the professionals that we're going to have right here at University Heights. So in a nutshell, this location is well connected to everything. University Heights is a unique project. It's a commercial condominium with a mezzanine retail and 89 individual units. This is going to be an award-winning design. It's modern, it's beautifully lit, it's open concept. All the suites are customizable, expandable. You've got anywhere from 550 to 2,200 square feet, and select suites even have private balconies. There's a 2-story, brightly lit, underground parking with 240 spaces. And there's a 7,000 square foot shared green space. This project is truly ahead of its time.
My name is Nick Tsimidis. I'm the CFO and one of the founders of Haven Developments. I truly believe, and I'm so excited about University Heights, is it gives you the opportunity to acquire commercial real estate along a transit hub. The TTC estimates that when the subway is fully operational, there'll be more people traversing this corridor or this intersection than Bloor and Spadina. Generally, in a commercial lease, the tenant pays all the costs of rental, management, and all the repairs and maintenance. You will not get a call to actually fix any toilets or any repairs and maintenance. All the repairs are generally done by the tenant. Imagine if you had the opportunity to acquire a property where you could rent it out to a doctor. A doctor is a AAA tenant. As an owner of a unit, you can acquire a lease with a medical professional or a lawyer that will provide you stability of income, predictability over the term of the lease, which makes this a turnkey investment.
So if you've been looking for the right investment, this may be it. See, normally if you're going to invest in a medical building, you need millions of dollars, or you need a big group of investors. Well, here's an opportunity where you can buy an individual unit as low as $220,000. You only need 25% down. And the beautiful part is, you've got doctors as tenants. All the management is completely handled, and it's a hassle-free investment. If this sounds like it might be for you, call the number on your screen or go to realintel.com now for more information. When we consider any real estate investment, obviously we look at location. We look at the product that we're buying. We look at the pricing and the opportunity, but we especially like a unique pre-construction project like University Heights. It gives us the opportunity to get in literally on the ground floor, have first choice of suites, get initial pricing, because as we all know, as the suites start selling, pricing will go up. We're involved with the developer, so it's especially important to understand who the developer is. And we met recently with Paolo Abate, CEO of Haven Developments.
With my good friend Paolo Abate, CEO of Haven Developments. Paolo, how does it feel to have come this far?
It's a feeling of great accomplishment. We have a lot of hard work ahead of us, nonetheless. But it's been, almost 4 years of planning and financial stewardship getting to this point. But it feels great. Thank you.
Now let's take a step back, because you said it's a long time coming. I mean, it looks very easy. A building is up suddenly one day, and people don't realize everything that goes into it. So take us a step back. How did you choose this location, and how did this come about?
Haven has got a very specific methodology when it comes to selecting properties for development. We love transit. We want to be within 500 meters of major public transit, and we want to be by major new infrastructure improvements. This particular area in the GTA is benefiting from billions of dollars being invested. We have the LRT and new TTC subway station 200 meters away from the front door of this building. We have York University that's continuing to expand, and we have GO Transit just up the street. You're within 10 minutes of the airport, you're within 15 minutes of downtown. This is a very convenient site to locate a professional office condo in Toronto, and certainly the sales and our groundbreaking today is certainly testament to that.
Absolutely. Now, we've already got a lot of units sold. We've got some very strong retail tenants allocated, but we still have units available. Now, this is a unique thing, because when I talk to people and tell them this is a commercial condo, some people get a puzzled look on their face. They don't understand. So in a way, it's just like any other condo building you've ever seen, except instead of having residential units, we've got commercial units on the upper levels, and we've got ground floor commercial. So can you talk a little bit about what the atrium is going to look like and what the vision is for this project?
Absolutely. And you're right, a lot of people, when they hear of an office condo, it sounds like a foreign concept. Believe it or not, this concept is extremely popular in the United States. It has been for decades. I won't say it's relatively new in Canada. There are pockets around Canada that have office condos, but I think it's generally a new occurrence in Toronto and the GTA. We're just like a residential condo, but instead of renting your office space, you can own your office in a beautiful building, a AAA.
Yeah, and you know, when I talk to investors, especially newbie investors, a lot of them say, you know, I ask them, how would you like to own a professional or medical building? How would you like to own a professional or commercial retail? And they all would love the idea, except most people don't have $5, $10, $20 million in order to buy their own medical building. Well, here's an opportunity that you've created where people can invest with as little as $400,000 or less. We'll get into the numbers,
sure,
but entry-level prices where anybody can get into an investment like this.
$225,000 can get you into an entry-level unit.
Said it better than me.
Right.
And of course, we've got, you know, professional tenants, medical tenants. I think we can all agree that a doctor as a tenant would be paying their rent on time. They're typically 5-year leases. They cover all of the expenses, and we've got a great management team. We're going to talk about all of this and more when we return.
Imagine you can partner with the top real estate developers and split the profits. Interested? Here's your chance. The Real Estate Talk Show's top investment pick allows accredited investors access to this unique opportunity to partner in the ownership and development of prime real estate. No tenants or management, and you can even draw from your RRSP. Now, the best part? The targeted annualized returns are above 20%. For more information, call 844-ASK-RETS or visit realestatetalkshow.ca today. I'm Erin McCoy, host of the Real Estate Talk Show, and we want to hear from you. We love receiving your questions, stories, whether good or bad, and supporting photos, all in an effort to educate others. This applies to industry experts as well as our loyal audience, for you truly help to frame our show. You may even appear on the Real Estate Talk Show, or we could show up at your door with our camera crew and celebrity expert. Keep sending us your show ideas. Visit realestatetalkshow.ca or call us at 844-ASK-RETS. That's 844-ASK-RETS.
University Heights is a professional office center. What's unique about University Heights is it's also an office condominium, so it allows purchasers to actually own their office, which is pretty rare in Canada. Most of the time, pension funds, institutional investors, and real estate investment trusts develop these properties and lease them. They don't offer them for sale to the public. It's unique in terms of where it's located in the northern part of Toronto, being so well connected to both major forms of transit now, TTC subway and now light rail transit or LRT. So in identifying properties like that we identify near transit, we look for what we believe is the path of least resistance in terms of developing. Not to say that in other properties that we look at, we wouldn't try to change that zoning from commercial to residential or vice versa. But in this particular case, the zoning here was already commercial. And in our opinion, the path of least resistance was to maintain it as a commercial zone property. The most important factor in doing that was looking around at the area, looking around at transit, and really understanding why the infrastructure in that area is so old and why there hasn't been new development in that area up until now and up until the advent of the subway system. And really it was the billions of dollars of infrastructure improvements that have propelled this area to be revitalized. So understanding that and also appreciating that Canada's largest hospital is set to open its doors this October. There's no new medical office supply coming on stream in that area. We're the first. There are other projects now that we understand are being planned in the area, residential and commercial. There's 3 courthouses in very near vicinity to the project. We're right on the doorstep of York University, whose enrollment continues to expand. They're building a new engineering building there, so and that continued expansion, new residential expansion on the York lands as well. We saw a need to supply this new infrastructure or this new office building in the face of all this new infrastructure improvement in the area and new residential coming to the area.
So if you're watching right now and you're interested in a passive investment with prices starting at only $220,000 with targeted returns of 25%, I think we can all agree that sounds great, call the number on your screen or go to realintel.com right now.
So I know it looks easy to most people. You buy a piece of land, you put up a building, right? It just happens overnight?
Sure.
But walk us through the process. You decided on this site, then what?
You decide on the site, you purchase that site.
Oh, you need money.
You certainly need capital behind you.
Yeah.
One of the most important things is to get a very, very hardworking and experienced team behind you. You need consultants. You need a really sharp planner to help deal with the City of Toronto in getting your application and your permits approved. You need an extremely good architect, and we've been blessed by an excellent planner.
Beautiful job,
an excellent architect, and all the other consultants, engineering, landscape, that go along with a project like this.
And the sleepless nights and the revisions.
There's some of that, and the intense amount of coordination amongst sometimes 12, 15, 20 different consultants, coordinating drawings, coordinating thoughts. Our boardroom almost at times wasn't big enough to host everyone that we needed to host on occasion to make sure that coordination happened properly.
So we're at groundbreaking now, and what's the anticipated launch for the building? When do you think the building will be physically ready? How long does that normally take?
We are anticipating occupancy for November of 2016. We have about a 14-month build window, and registration early in 2017.
So it's going to happen fairly quickly.
It will.
And of course, there's a lot more information I want to share with people. The incredible design that your team came up with, the concept, the coordination. We've already got commitments for the retail. We've got some commitments for the office condos themselves. There still are units available, I understand.
There still are units available, yes.
So we're going to talk about that. And this is what I want people to understand. The incredible opportunity that this is for a truly passive real estate investment and essentially being partners with Haven Developments.
Now, architecture and design is always an important component, but especially so with this development. So let's talk to the people at ACK Architects for their vision for University Heights.
University Heights, I think the developers are at the forefront of their vision of public transportation. I think it's a spectacular site. Part of our process was also we actually had meetings with the TTC as well, and we actually investigated different ways of actually having an entrance at the -2 level to have a connection to the Finch West Station. So the public transportation realm is key. The City of Toronto is instilling billions of dollars of infrastructure into this area. It's encouraging this growth, whether it's through the University of York, whether it's through this key component here. We do have the regional hospital that's going to be built. It's quickly adapting and it's quickly changing to what we have from today to what you're going to have in the future. So I think it's a wonderful public transportation accessible site. The building has been designed to sculpt around shepherding people into the site and encouraging a very sustainable building with wonderful green design. We really wanted to create a really dynamic, flexible, and really cool space. And we envision that, the LRT, Finch West Station, how do we encourage them through the use of public transportation, riding their bicycles to work, sub-levels of underground parking. I think this project was really exciting in the sense that their vision, I think the vision of Haven is to align themselves with a lot of projects that are publicly accessible. And their vision has been really at the forefront of what this project comprises of. For us, it was aligning ourselves with a developer who, had the same fundamental values as we did as far as encouraging public transportation, walking to work, riding your bicycle to work, a very sustainable type of architecture and built form.
Hi everyone, I'm Erin McCoy, host of the Real Estate Talk Show, and I'm inviting you to become a member of our Insider Circle. It's easy to join. Visit realestatetalkshow.ca, click on Insider Circle, where you will receive the latest incentives on products and services and exclusive real estate offerings. We will keep you up to date on all educational seminars and fun events, along with our informative newsletter. It's a fun, easy way to get the inside scoop on all things real estate. Visit realestatetalkshow.ca, click on Insider Circle to join. Hello everyone, do you love to learn? Are you interested in real estate? Would you like tips and advice on how to enhance your life? I'm Erin McCoy, host of the Real Estate Talk Show, and I want to remind you to check us out. All of our shows are online at realestatetalkshow.ca. Our show is entertaining with an emphasis on education, and we love to interact with our audience. So visit realestatetalkshow.ca or call our help desk anytime, 844-ASK-RETS. That's 844-ASK-RETS.
I think from a basic supply and demand perspective, there just is not a lot of office condo supply in the Toronto market, in the GTA market, in the Canadian market, period. I mean, I really challenge the viewer to find other office condo projects in and around the city that are so close to transit that are A, affordable, but in this particular case also boast the opportunity for some great appreciation. You know, the transit hub is still not built, but it is under construction. It's going to be ready in late 2016, early 2017 is our understanding. So I think a buyer, aside from being able to buy, you know, an office condominium that's, as I mentioned already, in limited supply in the city, you know, they can do so really in an emerging area. A few $1 billion transit hub opening up, New York expanding, about 30,000 new residents coming within the vicinity of Downsview Park, with all the new development that's going on there, and of course the Canada's largest hospital opening up down the street. So I think it does provide the right environment or the right climate for appreciation. That's how properties appreciate. So the building is 8 floors. The first 2 floors are retail floors, with the second being a mezzanine retail floor. We have a variety of tenants on the first floor, ranging from pharmacy, urgent care clinic, walk-in. We have 2 national food retailers in the building as well. The building, you know, also has a diagnostic lab, imaging lab, and then the rest of the building is really comprised of doctors, lawyers, accountants, over the course of those 8 floors. The units sizes really range, and because the building is under construction now, we still have the opportunity to customize, you know, a tenant space or a purchaser space to the exact square footage that they would need. I would say as construction moves forward, and now with us being over 60% sold, that remaining units will be leased or bought pretty quickly. If you do want to take advantage of this opportunity, you should do so without delay.
As we've said, location is critical, but the city has a say, the municipality has the say, the province has the say, and we talked recently to Moise Bihar with Bihar Planning and Design.
Upon reviewing the official plan, which is one of the first things that we do for many of our clients who apply or are interested in applying for a land use to put in a building or change a building, on a specific property, we look at the policy framework, and by that I mean the official plan, the zoning bylaw, any applicable guidelines that come with that. So the first thing we did for Haven Developments was to look at the official plan to make sure that the vision that the official plan sets out is actually one that matches Haven's vision. And it was. Early on, our involvement was to look at the policy framework, as I mentioned before. Immediately following that, once we satisfied ourselves that what we were looking at is something that was very doable and desirable from a planning standpoint, particularly because we are looking at a subway extension that would be, let's say, within 3-4 minute walk from the site at Finch and Keele. We're looking at a property that sits on Finch Avenue, which is a major arterial corridor where intensification and transit are seen in the official plan as key components of the future development of the area. With that in mind, we then proceeded to provide a development concept. By that I mean a 3D model with a floor plan that would look at how the building that would go there would sit on the site. What would the area be? How many floors? What are the height limitations? So this was our initial look at it, and by that process we determined that retailing facing on 2 floors onto Finch Avenue and above that a 6-story office component would be the best solution for the site. It's a fantastic location. As I previously may have mentioned, the location is one that is really in one of the best locations in terms of available public transit. The extension of the University Spadina line, which is going to be going further north than Finch and Kiel, all the way to the Vaughan Corporate Center. This construction is mostly there. The station is being 3-4 minute walk. On Finch Avenue, where there are plans for an LRT that would then connect to the subway station. So this kind of connectivity is priceless. So in terms of getting people in and out of there, whether they come by public transit or by car, it is one of the best locations, I believe, in Toronto and maybe in the GTA because it's in Toronto, but it's very close to the northerly boundaries of Toronto, beyond which is Vaughan and so forth.
So you're watching right now. You've heard about an incredible location, a unique opportunity to invest in a passive investment with returns of 25% per annum or more, and prices starting at only $220. I know you want more information, so call the number on your screen or go to realintel.com right now. University Heights truly is a turnkey solution. When we look at any investment, the first thing we consider is location. This truly is a strategic location because you're right on the transit hub. We're literally a couple of 100 meters from the new subway station. We're 5 minutes from the GO Transit, 5 minutes from York University, 10-minute drive to the airport, 20 minutes to downtown, and 15 minutes from the new Humber River Hospital, which is of course critical to a professional building. Now, this is unique because typically when you invest in a medical building or a retail plaza that incorporates professional or medical, you need millions of dollars to invest. Here's an opportunity for you to own a professional condo that's very, very unique, and you can buy with as little as 25% down, and prices start as low as $220,000. So this is something that everybody can invest in. And a beautiful part of this is you're dealing with professional tenants. They're typically signing 5-year leases. All the maintenance is covered by the tenant, and property management for the building is handled by Dell Management, one of the biggest companies in the country. Location, pricing, entry level, and management. It truly is a turnkey, simple solution and a great investment opportunity. As you can tell, we're very excited about University Heights. So if you haven't already called for your free information package, call the number on your screen or go to realintel.com. Of course, as always, I want to thank you for watching. And remember, if you've got any real estate questions about buying, selling, or investing, you've got questions, we've got the answers. Go to realintel.com or call the number on your screen. I'm Simon Giannini, and this is Real Estate Intelligence.